Look, she kept smiling on the beach, while I was silently ending everything. First paragraph. She thought life was just the same as always, the soft breeze, the sound of waves, a drink in her hand, and that carefree smile on her face. She kept capturing her happy moments in selfies and sending them to me, as if everything between us was perfectly fine, as if there were no distance, no cracks, no unspoken truths left behind. But what she didn't know was that behind those pictures, a silence had already taken over, one that was louder than any words. Instead of smiling back, I was breaking a little more with every message, every photo making my decision stronger. I never imagined I would walk away like this, without a word, without a fight. But some pain doesn't ask for explanations. It just empties you from the inside. And with that emptiness, I started packing everything, not just clothes or belongings, but the memories, the promises, and the dreams we once shared. Every corner of the house had a story, yet I forced myself to stay strong, because staying meant breaking even more. No final words, no explanations. Just a goodbye that said everything without saying anything. Second paragraph. By the time everything was packed, the house no longer felt like a home, it felt like a quiet ending. The walls that once held laughter now echoed with silence, and the spaces we filled together stood empty, like they were never ours to begin with. I took one last look around, not to remember, but to let go. There was no anger left, no desire to explain, just a strange kind of peace that comes after breaking completely. I placed the keys on the counter, knowing that this small gesture would say more than any message ever could. She would walk in expecting warmth, familiarity, maybe even comfort, but instead, she would find absence. And in that absence, the truth. Because sometimes the deepest pain isn't in what is said, but in what is left behind without a word. When she finally returned, the world she knew no longer existed. The laughter, the shared memories, the everyday comfort, they were all gone, replaced by an emptiness so profound it felt like the house itself had vanished. Her selfies, her carefree moments on the beach, the little messages that once brought a smile, they now seemed like echoes from a life that was never mine. She opened drawers, expecting the familiar, and found nothing. She looked around, searching for signs of me, and found only the quiet testimony of absence. The keys on the counter were the final punctuation to a story. She thought she understood, but never truly knew. No note, no explanation, no plea, just the truth. Silent yet undeniable. And in that silence, in the emptiness left behind, was a clarity that words could never give. Some endings are meant to be felt, not argued over. Some choices are meant to be lived alone. And sometimes the most powerful statement a person can make is the one left unsaid. It was not revenge, nor cruelty. It was the quiet strength of someone who realized that holding on to what breaks you is far worse than walking away. The memories would linger, yes, but they would no longer have the power to bind. Because freedom often comes not from confrontation, but from the courage to close the door and never look back.